Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be looking at the Schwarzpanzer 58 and talk about how did you even get this tank, and if it's worth getting. And of course, we're going to have a couple of battles in it. So it is a new tank. It's been around for a couple of weeks now. And to be honest, I haven't made the video because I forgot. I just forgot. I had the replays, and then because I haven't been on my main account for a little while to play, I've normally been playing on my press account. I moved over just to have a couple of battles of the Lion. And I saved the replays, and I'm like, hang on, I've got replays in there. What the heck, that I've already saved? And it was the Schwarzpanzer. I'm like, oh no, oh yeah. Forgot about this tank. So how do you get the tank? Now this Christmas, I don't know if they're doing it constantly now forever, but they either gave you the option, so whoever has more than 20,000 battles, you were able to either get this or a tier 8 tank, you know, any tier 8 tank. But it's you don't know what tier 8 tank you're gonna get. That's the problem. So it's basically just like a token. So you could either have this tank or you can have another tier 8 tank, but you don't know what that's going to be. So of course, I would definitely recommend the Schwarzpanzer 58, because at least you know what you're getting, even though it's not the greatest of tanks. And the likelihood that you don't even have this tank, because that is the only way to get the tank. So the turret armor, 160 mil on this thing, 135 on your hull. You got a DPM of 2,241, and that is a reload of 6.1 seconds. So the reload is pretty decent. Your penetration is 218 on your AP, 257 on your APCR with calibrated shells, and 49 on your HE pen. You've got a 230 alpha gun, 195 if you use APCR, and 280 if you use HE. Aim time is 3.2, the gun dispersion 0.330, so both not the best, not like terrible. Well, gun dispersion is, but you know, it's not the best. But you do have 9 degrees of gun depression, which is actually very, very nice. You've got a top speed of 48 kilometers per hour. Now, a lot of you will really sort of get to grips with this tank, especially if you have the Panzer 58 Mutts. Pretty much like very, very similar, if you use both of these tanks. The same as the Indian Panzer as well. Like, they're all very, very similar tanks. Now the Indian, of course, has a little bit of a different turret, but you know, it's a free tank, and all you have to do to get the tank is to have over 20,000 battles. Now again, I believe they're keeping it, so once you do reach the 20,000 battle mark, you'll get this offer, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe that is the case. So let's get into game. Now, we only had a couple of games on the tank, and you know, I know I would just say just to get the feel of the tank, but I already know the feel of the tank because I've played the Mutts, and we've had the Mutts for a very, very long time. And again, they are not the greatest of tanks. When it comes to armor profile and stuff like that, it isn't the greatest. You're going to get penned pretty much all day long. Unless you're lucky, then you may get a troll bounce. Like, you've got to be very lucky, just like we did there. But you know, you may get the troll bounce, but you don't ever rely on the armor. Don't use the 9 degrees of gun depression thinking, well, do you know what, I am not going to get penetrated. I'm using 9 degrees, all they can see is my turret, because you will get penetrated. So do bear that in mind, that you haven't got the greatest of armors. Now, we do get lucky against this hazard, because, you know, 2 bounces from that guy. We do get very, very lucky. But the G-Saw is bullying us. He's the only one that's really taken, apart from, yeah, that shot as well. He's the only one that's taken our hit points at the moment. And we're only on 300 hit points left. With still a lot of tanks left alive. Now, of course, a lot of them are low hit points, but so am I. So I still need to be very, very careful. Get a shot on the hazard. And again, it's not not a tank that I'm not saying that you're gonna do very bad in the tank. I'm not saying that, because yes, it's an average tank at best. It's not like, oh my god, I have to get this tank, but I would still definitely choose this tank over the other option, because again, you could get a different tier 8 tank that you don't like. You could get a tier 8 tank that you've already got, or you could be very lucky and actually get a tier 8 tank that's very, very good. But the fact that you don't know what you're going to get just makes it, you know, that you have to choose this tank, because currently it is a rare tank, because this is the only way that you're able to get this tank. So just because of that, I would definitely choose this tank. So again, it's not going to be a tank that you get a massive amount of damage on. Again, you may get the odd battle that you do a lot of damage, but the fact that you can't really rely on, I mean, let's just forward a little bit. Not much happens, to be fair. But yeah, overall, do you have the tank? Have you got the tank? Because all you need, it is absolutely free. All you need is 20,000 battles to get the tank. Now, have you got 20,000 battles? And what tank did you choose? Did you choose this, or did you go with the other option? Let me know in the comments below. But you know, I'm just gonna forward this. I'm just going to watch it a little bit. Again, not much happens. You can see on the left counter, we still managed to get some bounces, and you are going to. Again, I'm not saying you're never going to bounce things in this tank. Like, you are going to, and you may get it more than regular, but you can't rely on the armor. Like I said, don't get into a position thinking, do you know what, I'm going to bounce everything, you know, like tier 10 tanks like the XM or the E3 or stuff like that. When you get in certain positions, people are just not going to be able to penetrate you. But that is not the thing. That's not the case with this tank. The armor profile is not there at all. Again, it's a medium tank. It is a medium tank, so you do have to bear that in mind, that it's not going to have the greatest of armor profiles. But overall, I do think it is an average tank that could be better. But the fact that it is a free tank after all, and again, all you need is just them 20,000 battles, then you can get this tank. So are you going to get the tank? Let me know in the comments below if it's a tank that for some reason you're excited for, or are you just going to go for the other option and randomly get another tier 8 tank? Let me know in the comments below. But that is it for now. Again, an average tank, but it's not like really bad. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.